Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator. This is the realistic series that I'm doing, currently on episode 2, so it's early doors. I've just got back from France on a little holiday. Absolutely loved it. Beautiful weather. Nice, straight, level roads, no potholes, exactly like in this game. We are now at the beginning of October. I've seeded my field. I decided to go with oats. I was trying to think what I wanted to grow, and I was looking at the prices for everything, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do oat because you get nearly £1,200 per litre. I was going to do wheat or maybe do soybean, something a bit different, but I've gone for the oat. I don't need anything for my livestock because we're going to get some sheep which just require water and grass, and I've got that extra little field in the top corner that I'm going to use to complete on this episode. We've got quite a lot to do today, so it's going to be quite a long video, probably about 40 minutes in real time. The video, obviously, in me playing it, probably about 3-4 hours worth. The first job, because it's a realistic series, I'm not going to be buying the sheep to go straight and pay the transport fee, which is what happens when you pay them to go straight down. I've got this little holder, this little vehicle transporter, and I'm going to go down to the market, try and speak to the locals down there and get the sheep directly. Works out a lot cheaper because I've only got £13,581. so I want to go down with this trailer, get it loaded up with some sheep, and in the interest of it being realistic, this is what you do in real life. You go and fetch them yourself. You don't want to be paying transport fees. It's absolutely beautiful down here. A little river running through it. Is it a river? Or will it be like a little, what do you call it? Little runoff. But it's lovely. Make sure nothing's coming. The sun's just coming up. Absolutely love this game. So glad I switched it back on. As I said on the last video, I had a little bit of a break, jumped back in, and I absolutely love it. If you're new to the series and you've jumped straight onto episode 2, we've got just this little tractor and a plough. That's the only thing I started with. That's why I've got no money. But here we are down at the livestock. It says sale every week, licensed and bonded farmers market. So it's a livestock auction, but I'm going to go straight. I have turned the trigger points off, so I don't know why that one's on. I like to keep it really realistic. Maybe that one just stays on regardless. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're definitely all off. Why is that showing then? Never mind. So that's where we need to back up to. So we'll get it backed up, open up, and we'll get loaded up with our first lot of sheep. See which ones we want to decide on. But this is such a beautiful map. It's Court Farm, I think it's called. Oxygen Dave again. He always makes great maps, great realistic British maps. So we can get pigs, cows and sheep from here. I'm going to go for the Stange chaff. Get some youngsters. It only takes 12, this trailer. So I'm going to get 12 of the youngsters in at the start, I reckon. And then I'll come back and probably get another 24 of the more mature ones. The younger ones will obviously mature, given a few months. You can see it says puberty, 8 months. They're currently no months of age. So by next year, these will be old enough to produce wool. And there we go. We need to get them back now and get them in the husbandry. Let's get this all wrapped up and make sure they're all happy and secure. And it'll be nice to get some sounds on the farm, some realistic farms, and get some life back in it. 'Cause it did used to have cows and sheep, but as I wanted it to be realistic, we've started with absolutely nothing. That's all secure. We'll jump up here and have a look. I wanted to start with nothing, and now we're going to have sheep back on the farm, which is going to be nice. So these are our lambs. We've got 12, and then as I say, I'll come back down and get 24 of the big ones. So let's jump back in. Lovely little space again down here. It's a shame. The only thing I do wish is there was sheep and cows walking about there. If there's some way you could add them so they're walking around, so it makes it look like you are actually picking them up. But still, there we go. Let's get these sheep back down to the farm. Yeah, this is such a lovely area, isn't it? Little river. I've gone a different route back. I came from the shop, but this time I'm going to go around the back way. This leads towards a big windmill, which you can use as a bakery. The graphics, I think, with HDR switched on, are absolutely beautiful. This is on the PlayStation 5. It just looks incredible. The original videos I was doing were on PS4 Pro, and this is such an upgrade. This is on the FS22. Somebody did ask me in the last video why I'm on FS22 and not 25, but to be honest, it's a more complete game. Loads of mods, you can get everything you want, and yeah, I like it. But 25, it's still, I think, capped at 30 FPS, which is a bit of a shame. It's a shame they can't get it to 60 FPS. On FS22, I'm running it at 4K. HDR, and as I say, when you zoom out, I think it looks great. Looks really nice. 25 at the minute. I think they just have got Elmcroft Farm by Oxygen Dave again. I think that's a map that has just released for FS25, which is a map that I loved on FS22, so that's a good little addition for if you're on FS25. But yeah, I'm on the old one because, quite frankly, on the PlayStation it's about £80 for FS25, and don't like saying it because I'm a fan of the Giants games. I've played Farm Simulator since FS19, and yeah, at the minute I don't think it's worth me upgrading because I've got this all set up how I love it, how I like it, the lighting, the effects, the mods, everything how I like it. So I just feel like upgrading for what practically feels like a new skin, I don't think it's actually worth the money. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's worth 80 quid. I was playing DayZ for a while, and they released Frostline. Look at that, beautiful. They released Frostline, and it was £20 to upgrade to Frostline, which I feel was a bit more better, like a bit more manageable. £80 to me, a lot of money. I've got a family, we've just been on holiday, so for the moment I'm sticking on FS22. But look at it, it looks absolutely beautiful. Got the windmill in the background, which you can use to make bread if you buy that bit of land. It does say for sale, there's a little for sale sign. This is based in Somerset, a realistic map, as you can see there, Banwell. And yeah, I've added the lighting effects, which you'll notice when I get a new harvester, and I'll discuss that in a moment. So yes, when it gets to night time, you'll notice a big difference, especially when I've got a harvester, because there's a mod that I love on this, and it's the lighting, the emergency lighting. It makes a big difference to the shadows and the if you want me to show it, you just let me know in the comments, and I'll do another little video of the mods that I've got if anyone's interested, or I might do it on a TikTok, because I do have TikTok as well if you want to follow GamingGoose on TikTok. But yeah, the lighting, when you put the lights on the harvester, it didn't used to reflect off buildings. I've switched it all on, added a little mod, and it seems to make a little bit of difference to the shadows and the lighting, especially at night, which, with how much work we've got to do today, I wouldn't be surprised if we got to night time on this episode. So stay tuned for that. Here we are, back down at the beautiful farm. Absolutely love this location. It's not the main farm on this map. I think it's Court Farm is the main one, right in the top, a bit further up than this. But I prefer this one. I bought this one, and it's lovely, it works for me. Made one little field already, which I've planted seeded with oat. And yeah, got a little grass field as well, which I'm going to use for these sheep. Nice to get lambs on, get this reversed up. and we will introduce lambs into the husbandry, and we now have lambs on the farm, which is good. This will add a bit more realism. Hey up, PS5's entering rest mode. Why is it doing that? Don't do it to me, PS5, don't do it to me. There we go. It was entering rest mode then. Right, get these in the husbandry. Only got 12, so we're going to have to do a few trips. I don't actually mind this either. I used to get a bit like, oh, I've got to go back to the shop. It's a long way to keep driving, but I don't mind for some reason. I think because I've had a break, it's just made me fall in love with game all over again. I did do about 500 videos, but yeah, I'm right back in it. But here we go. Get this locked up. We have lambs on the farm. And they're all getting settled in already, look, laying down. They've got a little bit of grass here which they'll eat. But what I'm also going to do, because I haven't got much money, get a little water thing to fill up, trailer. And then we're going to mow that grass at the bottom. On this episode, we're going to do absolutely everything on this one episode. So you're basically going to learn how to do everything on sheep if you don't already know. We're going to mow the grass at the bottom, get it baled up. Would be good to have a windrower to make it a bit easier. But as we get further on in this series, we'll obviously get better and better equipment. Early on, I've not got a lot of money, so I'm trying to manage it all. I'm even tempted to sell that plough because I don't really want to use it again. Because to be honest, it took ages to do that field at the bottom with that tiny plough. And this tractor's still worth about 30 grand, but for the realism, I want to keep it because it was my dad's old tractor. So I'm going to keep this, but I am thinking, get rid of the plough. That gives me nearly £20,000. And then we can use that money to spend on sheep and the mower. Trying to go a different way now. I think we can get down here. So this is 3 different ways down to the shop. So we'll have seen absolutely everything then. Again, let me know what you think about the HDR and the 4K. I've tried my hardest to get everything looking as good as possible. So hopefully that's coming across. I mean, when I play it looks absolutely amazing. But obviously I never know if that comes across on YouTube as well, because I don't know if they compress it or not. They shouldn't be doing. I have turned everything to make sure it doesn't compress, so it should look good. But yeah, let me know. It does also take a couple of days. Somebody commented saying, they did delete the comment to be fair, but they said this isn't HDR. So I had to kind of explain that when you upload it to YouTube, it takes about 48 hours for them to process HDR. But when it is processed, it looks great. But yeah, it takes a couple of days for them to process it. So in that time, if you jump on the video straight away, just don't be surprised if the HDR isn't fully on. We'll give it a couple of days and you'll have 4K HDR. Looks like there's a little castle here. Shall we explore it? I've never been this way down this map. Looks pretty nice with the moat round it. You know what? I'm going to have a little walk down there and have a look at this castle. Actually, it looks a bit like a castle that there's a certain castle, I can't remember the name of it now, to say I've been on that game for years, DayZ. Oh, it's starting to rain. Starting to rain, I've got no roof on my tractor. Yeah, let's have a quick explore. I'll park up so people can get past. We'll have a sprint down, let's jump over the hedge. No one's looking. But yeah, that rain's going to be heavy, I reckon. So I'll have to be quick, so I want to get the sheep in and get that grass mowed before it gets too wet. Don't really want to be mowing the grass when it's really wet and compact. But yeah, this reminds me of a little castle that I had on DayZ that I used to you build a couple of gates on, and then the next time you log in, all your stuff's gone. Somebody's just raided it. But it's cool, isn't it? If this were DayZ, that'd be a perfect little castle. You can see which type of games I'm in. DayZ Farming Simulator, like the simulation type games. Yeah, this is great, isn't it? Be a perfect little hideout if you could block all these doors off. Absolutely beautiful. Find somewhere to cover yourself front range so you don't get soaked. I think I might bang my head on there. I might come down here later when I've finished my field and get a fishing rod in here. Perfect little spot, there's nobody around. Bring a few cans of beer. Get your rod. Absolutely bliss. Right, let's carry on, because it's going to start heavy raining soon, so I want to get this all sorted. We are back down at the farm, and there's not the farm, the auction house, and there's a rainbow. So it's like it led straight down to the auction house, which means I'm going to get a better deal. Someone paved my hands with gold. Let's get this backed up. We're going to buy some more mature ones now, which will sorry. We're going to buy some more mature ones now, which will produce the wool. So we'll get these loaded up, have another little drive down, get some little music on, I reckon, and relax a little bit, and get these back down to the farm. We are back, let's get backed up. I'm going to do it first person to be a bit more realistic. Let's see if we can get it perfectly on the fence. I'm guessing about there, maybe. How close are we going to be? What are we saying? Have we hit it? Have we not hit it? Oh man, that's absolutely perfect. Wow. That couldn't have been any closer. I'll take that. Right, get this last lot in. In you go, that's the adults. And I think for now, because we've got £3,000, £3,832 to be exact, we're running out of money a little bit. So I'm going to sell this plough, get this gate locked up first, and then I'm going to sell the plough. I think it's worth about £9,000. Sell that, and then we're going to go back down to the shop and buy everything that we need to finish this off. Because I want to get them all fed and watered, because I sillily, is that the word, stupidly, didn't change the settings to be more than 1 day per month. So I want to get that changed, because when I move on, it's going to move on a full month, so I don't want any of them to starve. So I need to get mowing the grass. So the next job now is get down to the shop, get a mower, and then we'll get this field mowed. I'm going to also show you why I've chose the mower and the equipment that I have, and it's because it doesn't cost anything. So I'll show you shortly why exactly I have bought this equipment. But first job first, get down to the shop, get the mower, and let's get mowing. So I'm back and I've got this this baler, the small one, and I'm going to show you why I've got the small baler when I've got it filled up. It's a great little piece of kit actually. It's quite cheap. As you can see, we've still got 8,829 because I've leased both of those. I am going to buy the water because I obviously want to spend my money on filling up with water because it will cost me money. I need to buy the decoration of the water, which will cost me to put that down. I think that's about 3,000. But once we've bought both of them, then we'll have constant water for the sheep, so that's good. But what I'm going to show you here is why I bought this small piece of equipment. So I'll just park up, and it is because these bales are that small that you can pick them up. So again, that saves me money because I can just pick these up and chuck them in the sheep pen, and I don't have to buy any extra equipment. I can probably chuck them on the back of a small little trailer, flatbed or something, and get them up to the sheep. So it saves me having to buy big balers, saves me having to buy the big equipment to pick it all up. I'd need a forklift to pick it up. So yeah, just pick them up by hand, they just come out at the back. Great little piece of equipment. You don't get many litres per one, about 600 litres I think it works out at. But yeah, they're ideal. But look at that, the sun is setting. This is only the second episode and we've come on quite a lot actually. We started with nothing, we've now got sheep. They'll all be fed and watered by the end of this episode. And then when we get the next episode going, the third episode, hopefully we'll start having some wool that we can look what to do with. We might start finding a way of making clothes with it, or I might just sell it directly to get the money in. It is going to be a slow process to build everything up, but yeah, stick with it. It'll be interesting to see how we go from nothing to a big farm. But yeah, I love this little piece of equipment. If we can get a little trailer down here when we've done, put all these on, just pick them up and put them on, and yeah, that saves us an awful lot of money, which is what we need to do early on. We've got to be quite savvy with our money because we haven't got a lot. I might just stay quiet for a little bit now because I do like the sounds of the game. So why don't you just enjoy the sounds of the game for a little bit and relax, and I'll join you back shortly. And there we go, just a few more to go. I'm on 51%, I'm going to try and get one more out. The sun is properly setting, it's going to get really dark in a minute, which is where I wanted to show you the lighting effects. You'll probably see it when cars are driving past. You can see a little bit of the shadow on the machinery now actually. But I'm going to try and can I get these last few bits, get these last few ones out, and then we'll carry some of these over to the sheep just to get it over with until we can buy the trailer, and we'll go and get the water. So we just need enough for one more thing, but look at that, it's so beautiful when the sun's setting in the distance. This is such a lovely map. Have I got any more? 79%, it shouldn't take much more to get this to 100, and once it gets to 100 we'll pop the last two out. They don't need to come out automatically, you can make them come out manually, which I'll do once it gets to 100. What we are now, 85. I left a little bit down at the bottom. There's a little bit here. Is this going to be enough? Come on. 96. There's one last bit here at the bottom. This is it. And then we're on 100%. And it's quite nice. I'm enjoying doing these episodes. I hope you're enjoying them at home. 100% bang on. Get them out. Probably give me another 2. There we go. And we can send that equipment back. So we've done that. It's a lot cheaper than buying the field for the sheep, just because this field will grow back. So when it grows back every year, just constant feed. Don't cost me a penny. Try and lift 2 up at a time. Is that possible? I think I tried it when I played it before and they kept dropping off. Straighten it up a bit. There we go. Oh, no, yeah, that didn't work. Right, I need a trailer. I'll take a few up by hand. I'll not show you that big because it's a long way back. Probably should have chose the grass field at the other end so it's easier to carry them up. I chose the very far end. So what I'm going to do is carry these up to the sheep and then we'll go back down to the shop, get the water, and that will be everything done for today. I've already got to get my torch on because it's going really dark. 5 o'clock, October. I'll change the settings back to being more than 1 day per month. And it'll not be long before we've got snow. Just trying to figure out where they need throwing. I think it's behind this one maybe, or is it in front? Let's try and put it in. No, it should just disappear. A bit further back maybe, or is it at the back? No. Try it behind. There we go, it's in. And there you go, it's filled up the trough with grass, so they've got some feed. Get a few of them put in and then we'll fill this one up with water. And that will be it for the 2nd episode. There we go, I think this is the last one I'm putting in. That's that done. We've got some water. I'll show you at the bottom end. I didn't want to show you me filling it up because it's a bit boring, that bit. But I put a little water hole down at the bottom. I filled it up. We do own the water thing now. It's in here, which I'll show you. Look there, that little one. It only cost 3,000. So the sheep are now fed, watered, and we've got the sheep on the farm. All we've had to do is sell the plough. So we're doing really well. We've still got £4,240 in the bank, which will get us on to the next episode. I'm going to go home now and chill out. Thank you again for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you all on episode 3.